Hi, Mark. Here it is Wednesday, November the 12th, 10:47 a.m. Eastern Time and 3:47 p.m. GMT. Let's have a look at the US dollar's performance now that we're well into the US session. I'm starting on the US dollar index, the daily. You can see downtrends still intact. Earlier, US dollar did stage a fight back, supported 99.33 and resistance 99.58. This was a solid green candlestick, but you can see the turnaround from strong US dollar back to weak US dollar. A little bit of a green candlestick left, but sellers now looking to test the 99.32 support level. Let's have a look at the majors and see how they're performing. Starting on the Euro US. Here you can see uptrend, that's buying euro, selling US dollar, weak US dollar is the trend. To start off, US dollar certainly tried to fight its way back early on. You can see a little bit of a red candlestick here. This was a solid red candlestick. Support at 115.64, but then the dollar's given up those gains. Euro fighting back and looking up at resistance at 115.89. If I zoom in on the hourly, you'll see there is the green candlestick that's buying euro, selling US dollar, looking up at the resistance level. Let's have a look at the pound. There you see a red candlestick that's selling pound, buying US dollar. Bounced up off this support level that's buying buying pound, selling US weakness again. We'll see if that can continue. I've got support at 130.85. I've got resistance at 131.55. Buyers of US, sellers, uh, buyers of US, sellers of pound will be looking down at this support level. Buyers of pound, sellers of US, so US dollar weakness would see the red candlestick being erased and buyers looking to test break above the 131.55 level. Let's have a look at the US dollar against the yen. There you see the green candlestick buying US dollar, selling yen, strong US dollar from support at 153.95 and resistance 155.02. US dollar buyers weren't able to maintain. A little bit of a pullback that's selling US buying yen. Let's have a look at the hourly. There you can see the turnaround from strong US dollar to weak US dollar, selling US buying yen. Sellers of US, buyers of yen will be looking down at this 154 support level. Long way to go. US dollar strength looking up at the 155 level. And let's have a look at the US Canadian. Red candlesticks, downtrend, EMAs crossed to the downside, selling US, buying Canadian, weak US dollar. Very, very limited activity. Yesterday ended up almost a doji, but still added to the downtrend with the lower high. Today, same thing, lower high again. Resistance at 140.23, support at 140.03. That's a narrow 20 pip range. But sellers will look to test this support level at 140, 140.03, have been unable to break below that sellers, the Canadian strength, selling US, buying Canadian, unable over the last 3 days to break below, but that is the trend, that is the direction. If there's any kind of turnaround and US dollar strength would look up to this 140.23 level. So US dollar did start strong. We saw on the index and against the majors, has been a turnaround back to, it looks like, US dollar weakness, which we've seen across the board this week. We've got resistance and support levels to work with. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of day session.